In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Genius Brain Podcast. We just shooting podcasts back to back to back. Today, we're going to do something really interesting because I think there's a lot of people out there that want advice on shit and they don't really know who to go to. Because I think growing up too, like for me, if I wanted advice, I always had like a group of friends to go to.
Okay.
But not everybody has that shit.
Right.
I think that's why the internet helps out a lot of people. People look for advice, and there's a lot of people who say that watching like certain videos like JK News and even my videos, they're like, yo, you guys helped me grow up into the person that I am today. I'm like, you must be a piece of shit. But
right.
But yeah, there's just some people out there who don't really have a strong group around them. And so I think advice is really hard to come by sometimes. So I know for me growing up, I always had my close group of friends.
Yeah.
And even now, the person that actually I go to the most for advice is actually my mom.
Really?
She's a wise ass fucking asshole, dude. She's fucking wise as shit. She's crazy, but she's really wise. So even whenever I went through issues with Mariel, I would call my mom and say, yo, what should I do with this situation?
Were you like that growing up, or you just this happened like maybe a couple years ago?
No, I didn't talk to my mom at all, man, growing up. It was weird because I had this moment with my parents where, not my parents, my mom, she used to call me all the time. I'd ignore that call. I don't want to fucking talk to her. In college, she had a rule. She goes, well, now that you're off in college and you're away from home, the only thing that I ask of you is that on Friday you give me a call and then you let me know what's going on. That's it. Just give me
like
one
a
call.
recap.
Just a recap.
Yeah.
I would not do it. I would forget it all the time. So she would just call me, cursing me out. She goes, you stupid son of a bitch. In Korean. Oh, my mom curses up a storm in Korean.
Wow.
She's like, you motherfucker, like you act like you didn't grow up with anybody in your life. She goes, whenever you come back home, don't even think about coming back. You're fucking dead to me. Like screaming and shit like that.
Gosh, yeah.
Dog, that's nothing, dude. She has told me to kill myself. She has done plenty of shit.
Oh my.
That's Korean mom.
I was gonna say that's.
It's in Korean. I feel like things in Korean are they're very harsh, but the meaning is less, right? So there's like a famous like a typical saying in Korean when you're angry is 죽을래 or like 죽고 싶어, which means like you want to fucking die. You know, so she said that to me all the time, man. All the fucking time. She
would
would
fucking die.
Yeah, it's like you want to die. It's like, yo, who talks to their kids like this?
Yeah.
But she would get mad at me all the time, and I remember this one time where I was in LA. I was just driving around, and it was when I had my Camry, and my shit wasn't working. Like my radio wasn't working, so I didn't have anything else to do. So I was like, "Fuck it, I'll call my mom." Put on my little earbud, and I was like, "Hey, what's up?" And then she was like, "Oh, well, look who decided to call suddenly, right? Mr. Fucking Big Shot over here, giving me all this attitude."
Yeah.
And then we just started chopping it up. And then afterwards, I got off the phone. I reached my destination. My dad, I talked to my dad a week or so later, and he goes, "Dude, your mom was in the best mood when you called her." I was like, "Oh, she just wants to talk." I didn't know that shit. I thought she was calling me because she wanted to nag me about shit. But she just wanted a conversation with her son because she was just bored.
Oh yeah, I know. I've had those moments, bro. Because since I moved out here, my brother and my dad, my mom, she calls me probably like every now and then. It's not really that big, but when my brother and my dad, they call me almost every day, and it got to the point where I was just like, I would see their call, and I'm like, oh my god, okay,
yeah,
hello. Yep, nah, I'm cool. Yep, same shit.
Yeah,
same. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, it took me to, realize like, yo, they like my brother, we're like best friends. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, he trolled me growing up, but like, that's just how we were. Like Mario and Luigi. Like it was just like, so when I moved out here, I can tell that he really just calls me just because he wants to hear from his brother. Yeah. You know, same with your mom. It's like, I just want to see how my brother's doing. Yeah. You know? And so I being in LA, always on the go, you know how it is, bro. You just moving, you got all these different worries, stresses, and all these dealing with stuff in this business that you forget to give them a call. Yeah. You know? And when they call you, you're like, yeah, no, it's cool. It's almost like all your frustrations go out on that phone call. It's like, yeah, I'm cool. Yeah. No, I still haven't heard. It's an audition that you don't hear. Like if you don't make it, then they don't call you to say you don't make it. You just find out in the movie when you see it. You're not in that bitch. You know what I mean? So
they don't understand the world that we're coming from. So they ask a lot of questions just out of curiosity. But sometimes it just gets annoying. Yeah. And then we have to kind of manage our emotions because sometimes I feel that I get irritated at stuff that they ask that if somebody else asked, I wouldn't be so irritated.
Oh, I hate that I do that.
Yeah.
I hate that I do that. Are you familiar with who Esther Perel is? Mm-mm. Okay, Esther Perel, bro. She is a relationship coach and therapist, right?
Yeah.
And she's from, I think, she knows like 7 different languages. She's from like the Europeans, like the Europe out there. Where was it? I think it was like actually like Russia or something. I don't know. But she has 2 famous TED Talks, and they talked about like one of them was like infidelity, and another one was like viewing the relationship differently and stuff like that. But she was talking about how to talk to your spouse or your loved one the same way you would talk to your coworker.
Yeah.
The same way when you come not like your coworker that you hate, but like the same way. No, not that coworker. The same way you talk to a customer.
Yeah.
The same way you talk to a customer, you're like, hey, how you doing? How's your day? Is everything going well? This whole thing, yeah. But when you come home, you're like, she was like, oh, how's your day, babe? You're like, oh, it was cool.
Yeah.
Yep. You're very short and shit like that. And I'm like, oh, I do that all the time. I respond to my girl way differently than I would respond to my homie.
Yeah.
You know? It's
for sure.
up.
And there's other factors to that too, because it would be easy just to break it down like that, but it's because number one, you're around that person all the time, so it seems repetitive and cyclical, right? So mind you, if I was around whatever your homie 24/7, probably be the same fucking way.
Yeah.
It's not so much that person that you're with, you're treating that way because I'm kind of taking them for granted, which it might be a little bit of that, but it's just. It's just like you're telling the same story over and over again to the same person. So you don't feel like it needs to be said. Like even with my lady, when I'm hanging out and let's say I come back home and she goes, how was your day? That's the last thing I want to talk about because I just had to deal with it. Even on the customer service aspect, right? Let's say you're working in customer service and she says, why can't you talk to me like when you talk to these customers when they come in? You ask them how their day is because I don't give a fuck about them.
Oh, you're actually not even, I don't even care about your answer. I'm in autopilot right now.
Exactly. I'm not actually wondering
hey, how you doing? How's your day going?
Yeah.
And they start talking, you're like, oh, man, you're supposed to tell me.
Yeah, I'm not interested in their shit.
Yeah.
You know, with you, I just like, for me, how I explain it to her is that when I come home or if I'm having a long day and you come home and you come at me with all this energy, I just need like 30 minutes to reset and then I could be interested in what you're saying.
Man, that's my girl, bro. 'Cause I'm not even gonna lie. I'm the other side of it where I'm thinking, you know what it is? It makes it even worse is because when she comes home, she has this dog that's like super huge and it's like her child.
Yeah.
Right? So she sees the dog. She's like, hey, how you doing? Oh my God. You're so, hey, handsome. Like telling the dog. And she's like, hey, babe. And I'm like,
it's like, yo, what's up?
and then I feel dumb because I can't say I'm jealous of this dog.
Yeah.
Like the energy that you're giving the dog. Why can't I get that? It feels like a dumb argument, but it's like, it's somewhat valid because it's like, what's the energy that you're giving the dog that you're not giving me? And then how can we fix that? Or what needs to happen? Because I also I like being acknowledged when you come home, like not just like walk straight past and you got to go to the room and undress. But you like you're saying, it makes sense because you're talking about resetting. Yeah. But it's just a small thing of like, hey babe, and then you can still do whatever you got to do. Yeah. You know what I mean? I would get mad when she would just walk in. Well, first.
She should say hi at least.
Well, yeah,
That'd be nice.
Yeah. But also like coming in on the phone, coming in the house on the phone. That's a pet peeve of mine. Yeah. Coming in on the phone, and I also try to, because it happens, because I'm not, it's weird when you stay outside on the phone, because then it's like, who the fuck are they talking to? Like, they can't talk to in the house. Yeah. So that's a little weird. Yeah. But like, when you're going to the house, that should be your way of getting off the phone of like, all right, well, I just got home. So then you stay on the phone, now you're just like, okay. Or like you just feel like a piece of furniture. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, because they're just still on the phone and they're walking around. And it's like, and I get it if it's like a very deep conversation, you're on the phone with your mom or something like that. But I don't know. It's just a pet peeve of mine.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's different.
How do you feel about that?
You and I are opposites, right? So when she comes home and I'm laying down and I'm still working on some stuff, she comes in, she goes, "Hey, blah blah blah. Let me tell you about my day." I'm just like, "Oh God, shut the fuck up."
Oh, gotcha.
But because I just need time to switch modes because I'm still, even though I'm at the house, I'm still working. So when she comes in, she's actually coming in and disturbing my work. So I need to give me 30 minutes. So I'm like, oh, I got to be a fiance boyfriend.
Because she's checked out. So when she comes home, she's checked out. She's like, everything's right. You're still in your zone.
I'm still in my zone.
Yeah.
So I'm still, me by myself type of person. So I just need like 30 minutes for me to reset so I could be the better boyfriend.
Let me get in boyfriend mode.
Yeah. So it just, I need that little time.
Yeah.
And so I'm pretty sure for her, when she comes and sees the dog can't talk. Right, the dog is always the same thing every time. Yeah, greets her like the dog hasn't seen her in 4,000 years.
She says that. She's like, well, yeah, he comes running toward me with his tongue hanging out, and
yeah. So it's one of those things where and dogs don't talk back. It's just she's just getting what she needs from the dog, and that's about it.
Yeah.
So with human interaction, it's different. When you say how you're doing, there's actually a conversation that happens after she's done petting the dog goes away. Yeah. So it's a very one-sided relationship. When somebody opens up that door and they come in and they go, hey, how was your day? What are you doing? Now she has to interact and she has to be engaged after she was just doing that at work the whole fucking time.
Right.
So I'm pretty sure I don't know if you had this conversation with her, and I'm pretty sure she just resets for like 20 minutes, gets her shit done, relaxes, gets in her comfortable clothes.
She has to go pee. She always has to go pee. Her bladder is completely full all day, apparently.
That's girls, dude.
Yeah. She has to go pee, and then she has to change out of her scrubs, changes, and then, then it's like, okay, what do you want to eat?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, and then I'm the dick where I'm like, well, hello. You know what I'm saying?
Bitch, I've been fucking waiting for you all day. Well, that's dope, though, because I think Mariel would prefer that because it makes her feel like she's wanted and missed. Right? Because I'll be real. She ain't missed. Because it hasn't been that long because I know that she's coming back. Like, she's missed if I travel. Right, so she goes, and I don't know why it always makes me feel weird when she goes, are you going to miss me? And in my mind, I'm like, it's only 2 days. Like, relax. But then if I leave and then I'm in my hotel by myself, I'm like, oh, I guess I do miss her. Yeah. I just want her to give me that opportunity to say it when I...
Let me say it. I don't like that, bro. I don't like the, do you miss me? And I'm like... Yes, but like...
Let me say it.
Let me say it.
It seems forced.
Yeah, let me say it. You know what I mean?
It becomes really awkward for me, like, at that moment when she says, do you miss me? Yeah. It seems very insincere. Yeah. Right? So how I would equate it is sometimes when people aren't ready to say, I love you, and then you ask them, do you love me? It becomes really awkward. Yeah. It's like, I feel it, but then it's not the moment for me to say it. Right. So for her, when I leave and then I'm chilling in the hotel by myself a day later, I'm like, hey, I really miss you. She goes, but you couldn't say it to me when I asked you. It's because you put me on the spot, bitch. Yeah, what the fuck? Like, I'm not ready.
Right. And then also, I don't know if this is worse, but if they text you, hey, I miss you, like, that's the same thing. You're obligated to say it back. But what if I'm not ready to miss you yet? Like, what if I'm still kind of good?
Just write 3 letters, KOO, cool. Then you get your ass beat when you come back home. Right, that's cool.
Done. Yeah, bro.
We had this thing too where I told her I loved her in like the first like few months that we were together.
Oh,
right?
Yeah, me too.
And then I was like, yeah, I was
like, boys.
Yeah, I straight told her, I was like, I think I could really fall in love with you, is what I said, right? And she wasn't ready for that shit, but I was pretty confident in it. Yeah. Lo and behold, we're engaged. Yeah. So for her, I used to say when we did start saying I love you to each other, I said it to her all the time, but she would never say it back. She maybe said it back a couple of times. And I told you, when you're comfortable with it, you're fine. Yeah. Lo and behold, I put a ring on her. She says, I love you all the time now. Yeah. All the time. Yeah. And she goes, you don't say I love you like you used to back in the day. I was like, well, guess what, bitch? You scarred me. Yeah. I said, I love you for fucking 4 years straight. You never said it back to me. No, I'm going to say never. You rarely said it back to me. And now I'm tired.
You emptied the clip. Yeah. On the love you. I don't have any more ammo.
Yeah. There was you didn't fill up my fucking shit back up. So now I'm like, now when I say I love you, it's few and far between because you conditioned me to not say it as much because it made you feel uncomfortable. So now I'm working back to saying I love you more often because it became awkward for me because I kept saying it. I never got it back. Yeah. And so I was trying to explain that to her. And she's just like, no. Now she goes, I guess I won't say I love you anymore at all. I was like, that's not fair because you made this condition happen. I was fine saying I love you all the time. I grew up in a family. We said I love you all the fucking time. Yeah. But now that you didn't say it to me for like 3 or 4 years, like comfortably, now I'm conditioned to feel weird about it. So just give me some time and I'll work back to it.
Right. I like saying it randomly. Like, I don't, because, you have the times where it's like, of course, when you're leaving to work, okay, I love you, bye, have a good day. Yep. Or when you, when you say goodnight, I love you type of thing. But I'm very like out of nowhere. Sometimes I scream her, babe. And she's like, well, what? I love you. Love you too.
How long have you guys been together?
We've been together almost 2 years now. Living together almost 2 years now.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
we were long distance for like 8 months, 9 months, long distance. And then she moved in January of 2000.
Did your relationship get better or worse from that?
From
moving in at first.
Moving in at first? We were solid. We were solid. And then it got bumpy due to mistakes done from me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I made some mistakes. And
like what? What did you do?
Oh, it's some bad stuff.
It's some bad stuff.
It's some bad stuff, man. I slipped up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I slipped up, and you know, she was. It was a crazy time. Damn, you do this. You trying to hear me cry? No. She was like very, of course, hurt. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
and for me, this was something that. Because I've always been honest with her. This was like my first relationship where I've been completely transparent.
This podcast is brought to you by Skillshare, my friends. And I'm telling you right now, have you ever wondered how you were going to learn after your traditional education? Are there things that you are curious about in terms of developing a skill, hobbies, entrepreneurial skills? Well, let me tell you something. Skillshare has your back because they offer hundreds and thousands of courses to millions of people that have taken up this offer. Listen, Skillshare for me has been something that I have been enjoying a lot. I am somebody who is a serial hobbyist. On top of just being a serial hobbyist, I don't just do things in a very lackadaisical way. I actually get serious and I want to learn fundamental basics before I even start anything when it comes to photography, videography, or anything in those creative aspects or all of the above. That's what I enjoy. Photography and videography is something that I'm personally into. And when I first started getting into it, I didn't learn a lot of the fundamentals when it came to looking at a camera or doing things, which is something that I really regretted. Well, Skillshare has a bunch of courses for somebody like me that wants to get into those hobbies. And it's not just that. There's a bunch of different courses that you guys can get into. It's probably the best thing that I've done for myself so far in terms of pursuing an education outside of traditional education. And I kind of like learning at my own pace, and that's what Skillshare does for me. So check this out. Join the millions of students already learning on Skillshare today with a special offer just for my listeners. Get 2 months of Skillshare for free. That's right. Skillshare is offering Genius Brain listeners 2 months of unlimited access to thousands of classes for free. To sign up, go to Skillshare.com/brain. Again, go to Skillshare.com/brain to start your 2 months now. That's Skillshare.com/brain. Yeah.
From the beginning. I mean, I'm talking about like when we were long distance, I was like, hey, I still am out here in LA. Like I'll be flirting or this and that. And you know, there's a level of respect that she had because she was like, okay, you know, you're being honest. I appreciate that, and she told me her truths and stuff like that, and that was like the deal, being honest, you know. And I, you know, went outside of the relationship, and she was completely hurt because, like, and that was the thing. I tried hiding it. I tried hiding it, and I went like 3 months hiding it, and
that's a long time, bro.
Yeah, I know, and I went, and it was so like. It was just eating me up. And what it was is that I went to go to her brother's wedding, and she's one of the bridesmaids, mm-hmm. Right? That's what it's called? Yeah. And I'm sitting here like, oh my God, man, this family loves me. And I'm sitting here like, this is.
That shit kills you on the inside.
Oh, bro, it's fucking, it's horrible. It's horrible. You know, if you're a decent human being, if you are a nice person, you made a mistake like this, it's going to eat you up. Yeah, for sure. And so, I came back home and I sat her down. I actually told her mom that I was going to do this when we got back. Because her mom was like, just tell her when you go home. Don't tell her here. Yeah, because, you know, she's having a good time with her family, so like that. Yeah. Go home, bro, and I you know, sit her down and we talk about it. I open up to her and I tell her, and you know, she has that, you know, when you're so pissed you have like a laugh. Yeah. She's like, oh.
That's scary, dude.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's just fucking scary.
Yeah, terrifying, man. And she left at first. She was like, she just left. She didn't tell me anything, and she left. And then when she came back, I got like a round 2 of like all the questions. And then that's when like the tears were flowing. That's when she was really like crying and pissed.
Because it goes from shocked and then it sinks in and she starts to feel hurt.
And then she goes to take a shower. Then she comes back, and I was round 3. This is where stuff was getting thrown.
Of course. Like, then it goes to anger.
Anger. Yeah, bro. Like, oh my gosh, so many different emotions. And then this was the crazy part, bro. In the middle of the night, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, I didn't sleep on the bed, but I slept on the floor in the room. But I didn't sleep in the bed with her. And when she had got up in the middle of the night to go use the restroom, and I was like, man, I'm gonna get in the bed. Like I'm just gonna get in the bed. I'm gonna be on the far edge, but I'm gonna get in. So I got in the bed, and I'm sitting there, and then she got in bed, and then I say about maybe like 10, 15 minutes go by. She sits up, and she was like, hey. And I was like, yes. And she was like, I forgive you.
Damn.
I was like, and I'm face up, like I'm looking at the ceiling, and tears are just going down into my ears, bro.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
because that's so gracious of her.
What?
Yeah.
You know? And she was just like, we've gone through so much, and I've gone so far to just let this dumb mistake just ruin what we've
done. You got a good one, dude.
Oh, bro.
Because I thought what you were going to say is that you were in bed, and then when you looked up, there was a knife at your throat.
Oh, no.
That's what you were going to say.
Nah, man. Nah, she hit me with the dagger of love.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, bro.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, and she said, I forgive you, and, you know, you made a mistake, and, you know, let's work this out, you know? And I, you know, got back on it, and, you know, it still was rough because the trust is gone.
Yeah,
right?
you got to build that shit back up.
Got to build it up. And then I have my mode of like, you know, okay, we're going to work through this. We're going to work through this. And then that starts to fade through me because now I'm like, all right, well, I'm not a fucking zoo animal.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to seem like I'm like in prison right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's levels to it. Now, she is completely, you know, valid for her feelings, right? But it's like there's a different, like, taking advantage of it of like, no, you can't go out. You're not going in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that boundary gets really blurred.
Yeah. And so that was a very tough thing to work through because there's the communication, bro, to be able to say, yo, I still have to go out and perform. I will come home when I'm done. Either you come with me. If you can't, I gotta go out. You know, This is what those type of things. So, you know, we got through it, man, and worked through it. And, you know, we're here.
That's fucking crazy, man.
Yeah.
I think it's hard for people to wrap their head around stories like this because I think in our mind, prior to anybody getting cheated on, they say, I'm worth more than that. So the moment somebody cheats on me, I'm going to cut it off and I'm going to start afresh with somebody who really believes that I'm worth it.
Yeah, that's the worst, bro. That's the worst. Well, also on both ends, what you said, that was for her perspective, right?
Yeah.
On my perspective, I feel so bad that she doesn't have a pure guy anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like now she's dealing with somebody who has these permanent scars.
Yeah.
And now she has these permanent scars, right? And so you also, I got all, you go all different routes, bro. You get biblical, you get spiritual, you get all these things so that, cause you need something for healing, right? So it's like now, you know, there's scars, but now you have to look at the scars as you know, something that you overcame.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, that's the thing. It's just, and I say that I was probably on the side before, more this way where it's like, yo, if somebody, let's say Mariel cheats on me, it's like a one night stand thing, that I would drop her in a second. And I say that in my mind now, but I think what people forget too is that history, there's a lot of history that binds a relationship together, because when you have this moment and this fault that happened, are you willing to risk everything that you built up to this point because of a single mistake?
Yeah.
Because is that mistake definitive of this person's character for the rest of their life? Or is this just a mistake that they've made this one time and that they're going to learn from and get better from?
Yeah.
So that's where that balance comes in. Because before, I always thought to myself that if I get cheated on, I would leave them fucking immediately.
Yeah.
But now I'm thinking, if I did, not to say that I'm trying to give her an excuse to do something, but it's more like, I don't know if it would be that easy for me. I don't think so. I think when I was younger, or if we were together for 2-3 months, 4 months, 5 months, easy.
But that's the same thing, because she's told me too, like, what would you do? And I told her, I was like, I would probably, like, I'd be the same. I'd be pissed. I would want to leave. I would want to cut this off. Yeah, especially the male ego of, what you're gonna, cheat on this, you know what I mean? But yeah, like you said, you don't know. You don't know how you're gonna react.
It's weird, because emotions and memories have a lot to do with how you behave in a relationship. Yeah. Because if you've built so many things up, it's sad, because there's that weird balance of, are you not leaving this person just because you think it's a waste of your time, because you wasted X amount of years and you don't want to start over again? Or are you not leaving this person because you truly love this person and you feel like this is the person that you're going to be with for the rest of your life? Yeah. And that's where it really gets muddled up. Yeah. You got to really be strong in your individual choices at that point. Yeah. Which I think a lot of people struggle with a lot, because I just don't fucking know. So, for example, I was with somebody who... This is a weird situation. So number one, there was a girl that I was dating. This is prior to Mariel. And this was like 2 years before I met Mariel. And she got it in her head that I really liked this friend of mine, right? That we were like either doing some shit or some other stuff. Number one, I was more offended on the fact that out of all the women that you thought that I'd be messing with, it was with that one. I was like, disgusting. Oh, okay. It was like, out of all the fucking, that one? Right. And I was kind of, and it was weird, because we were all hanging out, and I hung out with that girl. And mind you, I used to flirt with that girl a lot, like I'd say 4 years ago. But then I got to know her, and I was like, fucking whack. And so we moved on, and we just stayed friends. Yeah. And even then, as friends, that girl and I, we hung out maybe once or twice a year at most. Yeah. Until I got sick of her. So she came around, and then so she was like, yo, I haven't seen you in a while. Let's hang out. And I was like, cool. Well, my girlfriend's here too. Let's all hang out together. And she knows her. So it was me, my brother, her, and my girlfriend. It was a group of 4 people, and she was there. And I guess, she and I have a joking relationship. We clown each other a lot. And so that night, my girlfriend was like, yeah, I'm not feeling too well, so I'm going to go home. I didn't really think much of it. I was like, oh, cool. What are you going to do? She goes, I'm not feeling too well. I have to go hang out with my mom or whatever. Yeah. Lo and behold, like a month later, she started feeling a little weird, and then we started talking about it. I was like, what's going on? Like, you're acting a little funny. She goes, yeah, I just have something to tell you. I'm like, what's going on? She goes, like a month ago, when you were hanging out we were all hanging out together, like, I don't think I really liked you hanging out with her at all. I was like, hold on a second. And already I was like getting a little nervous. And I was like, number one, that was the first time I saw her in a year, and you were there. Right. So what's the problem? Like, that's a weird thing. And guess what? Before we got together, I asked her, I was like, hey, are you okay with me being friends with her? If not, then I'll tell her that we need to create space, and she'll be okay with it. Because we're close, but we're not that close. Okay. Right? And she goes, no, like, I love her. It's great. She said that verbally. But she was feeling certain ways about it without communicating that to me. So I guess that night what happened was she went home to go on this other dude, like, really fucks with her, like, really liked her a lot. So she went on to go have dinner with him instead that night. And then and I was like, oh, really? That's what you did? Oh, and I did all the steps right. She was there. I told her about it, everything. And I was like, hold on. So you got hurt. So the reason why you did that was specifically so you could hurt me. And I got so fucking mad. Not because of the fact that she was trying to step out on me. It was more because of how her intent was to fucking hurt me. Yeah. Like, she wanted to damage me. Yeah. And I'm like, damn, I would never in a million years, let's say if I cheated on you, it would never be so I could hurt you. It was because I made a fucking drunken mistake, or I was just fucking horny or something. Yeah. Because then I could base it on this animal instinct of wanting to have sex. Then I would have this like, okay, I get it. You weren't satisfied in a certain area, so you found something else. Yeah. But the difference is you did something because you were trying to fucking stick a dagger in my heart. And so I got so fucking, and I remember too, because a couple of my buddies were I used to have this huge apartment out in K-Town, and they were using the space to shoot a fucking music video for their YouTube. And they just said they could hear me screaming at the top of my fucking lungs in my room. Because it happened while they were shooting. Yeah. And they just heard banging because I kept fucking punching my fist into the fucking door over and over because I was so fucking mad.
Yeah.
But in that situation, she and I were together for less than a year. It wasn't worth it. And I even tried to rekindle it, but it just died after that point. Only because I felt like the intent was so malicious. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's where I kind of drew my line.
Do you believe in like a rekindle or connection, like reconnecting type of thing? Like if a connection, can a connection be rekindled if a connection is lost?
I think so. I think people after a while, depending on what the situation was, why the spark died, it could have been because you guys grew as separate people. Maybe you guys grew into better people and you guys meet each other again. It's like meeting a brand new person. I think that does happen a lot. Where people they look at each other and they go, oh shit, you're better than you were before, and I'm also in a better place. Sometimes too, I feel I've seen people in relationships where I truly believe that just wrong place, wrong time. Everything works. You guys are great together, but you guys are not in the right place. You're emotionally unstable. You're still trying to figure yourself out. So when you guys meet each other, that tension makes you clash. Wrong place, wrong time, and they meet somebody else. But sometimes I feel that if they met 2 years after that they actually met, they probably would have stayed together.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy to call that, to even know, if is this a bad time or wrong time? You know what I mean?
This podcast is brought to you by Purple, baby. Purple, my back feels great and I'm sleeping nice because this is one of the best mattresses out there. Are we talking about a mattress that can, I don't know, coddle you to sleep? To make your back feel great? To keep you cool at night, but not hot at the same time? Are we talking about a mattress that is firm and soft? Then we're talking about a Purple mattress, man. I have been sleeping on this Purple mattress now for quite a few months, and it has been the best choice I have ever made in my life because my back feels great, my sleep is fantastic, and I know that the science behind this is made by rocket scientists. Yes, we're talking about that material is some rocket science material. That is the technology that goes behind this lovely mattress, and that is the reason why I have been sleeping so well. Now, the Purple mattress will probably feel different than anything you've experienced because, my friends, the unique material is amazing. I can't say it enough. I really can't. So, you're going to love Purple, and now my listeners will get a free Purple pillow with the purchase of a mattress. That's in addition to the great free gifts they're offering site-wide. Just text BRAIN to 84-888. The only way to get this free pillow is to text BRAIN to 84-888. That's BRAIN to 84888. Message and data rates may apply.
Because I know in my relationship, I get worried because I come with a lot of baggage, and we all come with baggage, but like, I was told recently about, from her, she was like, a lot of what goes on, with the relationship, it comes on like as me. And I'm not saying like petty arguments. It's like, the women's situation, you know what I mean? And it's things that I've never self-reflected so much than with her. Like this is the most I've ever reflected on myself, like of the traumas that I've had when I was younger, or why do I love women this much, or why am I so not just like a natural, I'm a man, this is what we like to do. It's there's other things from it, like does it come from insecurities or my past and all these things. And it's always there's always been stuff like that, because even after that situation, I mean, there was some other slip ups that she knows about, and it was other things that she was just like, yo, what's going on? And this is another situation where she also, it proves that this girl's just fucking amazing. Yeah. Because when I went to go perform in Dallas, and I'm featuring, and it was just a one night feature. And man, I mean, I'm feeling like I'm the shit. Like after I get off the stage, they're like, we got a section for you two. You're like, and we're, at this club, this is that. And then like our section is right next to the Cowboys, like quarterback. Like the quarterback is there, Dak is there, Ezekiel is there. Shit, yeah. Bro, we're right next to him. And though I'm dancing, and now you got Dak like telling me like, oh bro, keep dancing, bro. Like, damn, he's offering me drinks and shit, and there's girls, and we're all dancing. Bro, I'm on like
Cloud nine, yeah.
Yeah, right. And then I start flirting a little too much and start this and that, whatever, right? And so I get back home and I break up with her.
Oh shit.
Because I felt so guilty. And then I'm like, oh, she don't deserve this at all.
Yeah.
Like I'm like I got some shit that I gotta fucking take care of. Like this is ridiculous. I'm tired of feeling like shit, right?
Yeah.
And so she obviously doesn't know why the fuck I broke up with her, right? Because I didn't want to expose that to her because she obviously forgave me already, right? And so she ends up like is confused and all these things. And a couple of days go by. We have 2 bedrooms, so I'm in my the other bedroom, and she comes to the room and she was just like, I can't leave. Like she was telling me like, I really don't know. I want to be with you. I can't leave. Like what is? Like,
what's the problem?
Yeah, what's going on? You know what I mean? And I told her, I was like, I'm just tired of like hurting you. And at that point, she was like, what did you do?
Yeah, she was like,
she cleared it up. Yeah,
I smell some shit.
Wait a minute,
what's going on?
What happened?
Yeah,
right. And I was like, I was doing some extra shit out there in Dallas.
Yeah,
and that's when she broke down again, and then but this time she handled it differently. It wasn't like the first one.
Yeah.
She handled this one differently because she was like, okay, one, do you want to be with me? Let's get this out of the way. Do you want to be with me?
Let's figure this shit out.
Yeah.
Be real.
Do you want to be with me? I said, yes. She's like, why do you want to be with me? And I told her the reasons why I want to be with you. You know, you make me feel great. I love how I am when we're around each other. I love the person that you are. You make me better. I root for you. You root for me. Like we're really like partners out here. You know what I mean? Like we're really like that feels great that I haven't had before. You know, I'm like just letting her know what it is. She said, okay. So she's like, what is it about when you go to a different city than what it is here? Because when you're here, you're the best boyfriend anybody could ask for.
Yeah.
I love you. You're great, right? But when you go to a different city, this shit happens, right?
Yeah.
So she's like, what is it? And she was like, don't give me no bullshit about you're drunk. She was like, tell me what's up. And I was just like, when I'm in a different city, I feel like I'm the shit. I feel like I'm the actual like entertainer that I'm supposed to be. When I'm in LA, I'm a boyfriend, I'm a screen printer, I'm a designer, and I do websites, and then I'm a comedian.
Yeah.
Whenever I get booked.
Yeah.
You know, and so I was like, I feel like I like when I get booked to in a different city, I'm just in that city as Chris Sosa, the comedian.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what makes me feel like this is what I'm supposed to be doing. When I'm back home, it's just like this is just shit, you know?
Yeah.
And like not saying that our relationship is shit. I'm saying this isn't what I'm out here like this is what I would really want. And she goes, well, why don't we work on you being the shit and where you live so that when you go to a different city, you don't feel like you're better. You're just the same Chris.
Yeah.
And I'm like, God damn it, what's your ring size? You know what I mean? Like, how do you come up with this shit?
Yeah.
How do you come up with this?
Yeah.
She broke me down, saw all the shit, you know, and of course I had to be completely honest of like telling her, yo, this is what's going on with me. Like, I'm not trying to bullshit you. I'm not even trying to win you back because I broke up with you because I know that you deserve better. Yeah. Like this, you know, this whole thing. And she broke me down and she was just like, why don't we work on that? And then once I know.
Oh man, you don't deserve it, bro. You know? Yeah, you don't deserve it, motherfucker. Everybody's like, damn, who is this woman?
Oh, bro. First of all, this is the first platform I've ever talked about this.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I gotta tell you this though.
So I'm really trying to make sure it is very serious, like not serious, but I'm saying like I don't want her to be like she don't have power, she can't handle.
No, she does. That's the misconception here. She's somebody who knows what she wants, and the great thing is that she knows how to communicate really fucking well.
Yeah.
And the fact that she's invested into you, not because it doesn't seem like she's invested in you just because of the time. I think she really knows who you are as a person.
Yeah.
Right. And she understands that humans are flawed, and her choice is to stay with this person that she really loves, who in her mind and heart she knows is a good person.
Yeah.
And I think the communication that you guys have is great. as at this point, more on her side, right? Because I think for you, you're having issues of, number one, guilt. Yeah. Because you do love her. You know, it's a weird space to be in, right? It's because you're making these actions thinking that you're doing something great for her. Yeah. Right? And for her, it doesn't work out that way. It's like, no, what I want is for us to be committed and for you to be open and communicate this to me. For you to just bounce is actually opposite of what I feel like I deserve. Yeah. Because in your mind, you're thinking you're doing something great for her when really it turns into something for yourself. Yeah. Because it's eating you up inside. Yeah. And that's where it becomes really confusing, right? It's like, oh, I think I'm doing this for her, but I'm really just doing this for myself.
I don't want to feel guilty anymore, so here you go.
Exactly. Yeah. So it almost seems selfish, but at the same time, it is very selfish. Mm-hmm. And so for her, I think the great thing about her is that she really knows how to just talk to you. Yeah. Right? And that's the hard part. Yeah, I think what most people don't realize is that they think that monogamous relationships are the easiest thing to do, right? Yeah. It's actually, in my personal opinion, it's the harder route because it's easier just to live freely without staying into a single commitment. Yeah. Most people can't even commit themselves to a single fucking career or job or a thought. So what makes you think that you could commit yourself to one person for the rest of your life? Yeah. I think when you package things right and you prepare yourself for that, you have to realize everything that entails. Yeah. For me, I like monogamous relationships, and this is what I have in my head. The reason why I like monogamous relationships and having one person there for me is because there's something that I get from like your situation. There's no way that you would fuck around with the girl and they would understand how you're saying, how you're feeling, and what you want out of life, and just fucking around with you. Right. No fucking way. Yeah. You have to take time and develop that stuff. Yeah. For me, that's what I enjoy. I enjoy the fact that I have this person next to me that understands me. I don't have to constantly explain myself. I don't have to dress the best all the time. I don't have to look a certain way. I don't have to smell a certain way just to harbor your attention. Yeah. She's just there and she loves me for who I am. Right. That's the beauty of a monogamous relationship. Right. The other side of that is that I think naturally we want to be able to do the things that we want without the weight on our shoulders. Mm-hmm. But then for me, it's a give and take. It's like, what do you find precious in your life? Are these glimpses? Are these moments of you going out there?
Ooh, she's used the word glimpse. Yeah, she's used that. Yeah. What are these moments? Are these? Are you living for these moments, or these things are just little things,
little moments?
Yeah, yeah. And I went with that one.
I went for the moment.
I went that one. But yeah, man, and I guess it's easier for me to talk about now because she did make her first little joke. Yeah. You know, she did her first little jab. Yeah. Like, I don't know, maybe like a couple months ago.
I was like, man, that's funny when that hurts. Sorry.
Yeah. She did a little jab. Like, and you know what's funny? Well, you know what's funny is that I added on to the joke and she was like, okay, we're not there yet.
It's like, all right, you piece of trash.
Hold on. Yeah, we're not there yet.
I make the jokes. You fucking sit back.
Yeah, man. Yeah, she's a solid girl. And that's was something that even Kev and they wanted to talk about on the Love Hour, about how we're working through this, you know what I mean? And I've talked to my girl about it, and she was like, honestly, it's bro, even more thinking about me. She was like this. She was like, honestly, it's all up to you on how you feel people are gonna view you. If you're cool with like any type of judgments, then she was like, I mean, I don't mind talking about it. We can do it.
I like this though, because it's the reason why I like this so much is because there's a lot of people out there that have done what you've done, but they're so good at lying about it.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, why can't I be like y'all? not saying I don't want to do this anymore. I'm talking about like, bro,
be two-faced.
I've tried to, like, cause my homies fucking get away with it, or this person gets away with it, and when I tried to live that life, bro, this is how I know I'm a bullshit ass fucking cheater. Like, I'm a little bitch. Yeah. Because every time I've told like one of the homies, they're like, bro, why the fuck did you tell her? Yeah. They're like tripping out. They like, even my dad was like, "Oh, you're more of a man than I am, son." Yeah. Like, what? You told her? And I'm like, yeah.
Because it eats you up inside.
Did she find out that? No, I told her. Like, I told her the truth. Like, that's the thing. Like, I grew up like that. Like, my mom, she could get anything out of me as long as she says Papa Dios is listening, which means God is listening. Yeah. I get it out. Yeah. Any little white lie, she'd be like, Papa Dios is listening. I'm like, fine. I didn't do the homework. Like, I'll just, whatever. So I've always been like that. And so yeah, I tried living a lifestyle of like, you know,
but that's
they don't
really
have to
good,
know.
though.
They don't have to know.
I like
right?
that. I like that, though. That's how I am. That's why Mariel knows, too. No matter where I go, motherfucker, I ain't stepping on nobody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I might get a little flirtatious, but that's as far as it goes.
Yeah.
Like I said, we talked about this earlier. The sin is in the ball sack. You jack off in a hotel, your mind is clear.
Done.
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
I'll fucking solve cancer right now after I jack off, dude. You tell me what the fuck it is. If there's some type of equation that says, yo, scientists have not been able to figure out how to cure cancer and it's on this piece of paper.
Yeah.
Give me the jack off. I'll solve that in 2 seconds. That's how clear my mind is. My sin is in my ball sack.
Yeah.
That's what I say.
Yeah. And that was one thing that I had to be like more practical about because I was like, I tried cutting bro, when I tell you, when I tried cutting everything off, I was like, babe, I'm not going to look at any girl. I'm going to unfollow every girl that I follow. I'm not going to jack off. I was straight up like, my life is committed to you. Yeah. Right? It's just not realistic.
Oh, it's not.
That's just not realistic at all. Like, because I remember like I had jacked off and I was like, fuck, I cheated again. Like, I felt like I cheated. Like, I was so hard on myself. You know what I mean? No pun intended. But yeah, I was like a little hard on myself. Right? So she tried jacking off away from me. And I'm like, all right, babe, look, okay.
I got to jack off.
I got to jack off, okay. I may look at porn every now and then. It had nothing to do with you. They look better than you. Everything's bigger or better, whatever. No, I'm just... I can't even... It's hard to even... It's hard to just fucking even explain porn. It's just... It's fucking porn.
I think as long as you can see, porn for me too starts to become problematic when people can't separate reality from fantasy. That's where porn starts to become a big issue, where people start masturbating so much to porn that they can't even have sex with their partners anymore.
Oh yeah,
because they live in this weird fantasy in this weird world. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Like,
if anything, I'm getting my first nut out, so when my girl gets home, she probably get this second round empty dick, and she gonna think it's the first round. So she gonna think my first round it's actually my second round, but I'm fucking for hell.
That's what I always tell guys. It's like, yo, I can't last long. That's why you're supposed to jack off first.
Oh yeah.
Give it like an hour rest, and when they come in, you're good to go.
Oh,
you last a little longer, and the nuts kind of it's like replenished a little bit. You kind of fucking stuck the ammo back in.
Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's that weird part, like where porn. Well, I know some guys who've had like that porn issue before, and when it starts to mess with their reality, that's when it's a problem. And I think that's what happens when you have these glimpses and these moments. You're living in that moment of, yo, this girl's fucking fine, we're having a great time. But when you look at the bigger scope of things, it's like, okay. You know what I mean? Because what you had with that person when you made that mistake, you could literally have with anybody, but what you have with the woman that you have right now, you can't have that with somebody else.
Right.
And so in my mind, even if it's a risk to me, which is not much of a risk, there's no reward. Like what's the fucking reward out of this?
Yeah, and you feel like shit when you nut, even after jacking off.
Oh,
after you jack it off, you're like, I'm a fucking pig. What am I doing? You look around in your setting like, what is this?
That's why when you jack off to weird shit, you're like, what was I thinking?
What was I
This
thinking?
was a weird video. That's what I'm telling you. Your sense comes right back.
Well, same shit with, because listeners, if you're fucking around, don't. Because it's not worth it. I promise you, it ain't worth it.
Yeah, I think the hard part is like if you have this thought when you get into a long-term relationship, understand what a long-term monogamous relationship entails. Yeah. If you're not ready for that, don't commit yourself to it. Yeah. Just don't do it.
And also here's the fucked up part. Okay, I don't know how the other way to say it, but. In the beginning of our relationship, because we were so honest, there was a lot that was accepted.
Oh, yeah.
And there was a lot, and so this was something that she admitted as well. Yeah. So this isn't a point the finger like, well, hey, what about her? This is something that she's also told me. Like, I'll admit, like the way we started, it really put a platform of. A foundation of
it was very conducive to the type of behavior that you were exhibiting. Yeah.
So there was things where we kind of like played around, or like we would like she would send me a picture of a girl and be like, oh my god, what do you think about this one? Like, so there was things where like it was just it got so crazy that this is the type of relationship we are, to where I got fucking wild out of like I got way out of what it actually was, what I mean?
Yeah.
I still got out of the line, even though everything was fucking in my favor. You know what I mean? And she still tells me to this day, she's like, hey, you fucked it up. She's like, yeah, you fucked it up. Yeah. You know what I mean? But it's like that was something that I appreciate. Like I'm glad that she did bring up, because she was like, I give you that, you know?
Yeah.
We started off like this, like, or we were like this wild ass spontaneous couple that we were like, this is, hey, it's how we are.
Yeah,
you know,
that new wave type of shit. It's
new
like
wave type of shit. and then I just went just like, you know, and she was just
took
like,
a little too far.
and she was just like, yeah, nah,
Yeah.
you know, now we're
man. Like,
we're happy Christians.
It's kind of cool that you're open with it, because, like I said, man, there's a lot of people who will be in your position and they'll give you advice on what you shouldn't have done and chastise you when they're the ones doing it themselves.
Yeah.
And those people are odd to me. It's like, how do you live with yourself, man? Like, how do you sit there? It's like Cosby, right?
Mm-hmm.
How did he go up, look at other human beings who are comics and say, how dare you curse? How dare you talk about these topics? You are above this. And the fact that you carry yourselves like this, he was chastising fucking Eddie Murphy. He almost wrecked his career, and a lot of comedians coming up, but he was drugging women and raping them on the other side. What kind of fucking psychopath does that shit? Yeah. Right? Yeah. But like I'm saying, like, the honesty is great too, because I'm telling you, man, like, you would be surprised, specifically in this industry, people out there, how having a side chick, there's a reason why that term is so popular and why people fuck with it a lot, why that comes up in music a lot, is because it's a fact. It happens all the time. Yeah. And people are even okay with it. In Korean culture, bro, in like the business culture, these guys travel so much, they step out on the women all the fucking time. Like, it's almost common. It's almost odd that you're not doing that. And these ladies who are at home,
I think I heard that they go to like brothels and shit,
all the fucking time. And these women, they know about it, but they're with a rich guy, so they'll take daddy's money and then they'll go fucking around with guys. And so it's just this weird situation. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, understand what you're getting into when you go into a monogamous relationship, because it's not just, don't think about it as, oh, this is something that we have as humans have to do. It's not something that you have to do. It's a choice. You have a choice to stay committed to somebody. If that's something that you don't vibe with and you just like living moment to moment to moment with new people, then definitely being together with one person for the rest of your life isn't something that you want. I like it because, like I said, I like that somebody knows everything about me. They can help me. They can support me when I need it the most. And that's something that I can't trade off. Because I think about in old age. When I'm in old age, I want that person next to me. Yeah. It's fun right now when I'm young, when I can do it, when I have the energy to. But what happens when I'm 60 or 70 years old and I just want to chill and just be with somebody that understands me? Yeah. I don't have that there. It's going to be kind of lonely.
Yeah. And that's really important, man, because like I said, like this, like whatever I like growing up, like that's what I've told, says we're just gonna keep this honest train going. Yeah. Like growing up, like in middle school and even going into high school, like I was a late bloomer. All my homies, like their fucking balls dropped hella early, and they're got beards already and all this shit, and they're actually like they're having sex. And so I'm out here like lying, you know what I mean? I'm sitting here like little shrimp dick, but I'm sitting here like, man, shit, y'all don't want this big dick. Like I'm lying about my dick size and just not having sex, but I would be like, yeah, I'd be fucking and stuff like that. Like, but I wasn't though, and I was always like fascinated, like, damn, how, or
what's
when
pussy feel like?
Yeah. And so when I lost my virginity, I lost it when I was in 9th grade to a senior, and she was like one of the dancers of the sports, like the drill team, whatever. Yeah. And so,
damn, she got that young dick.
Yeah, bro, and I felt like I was like, ha.
Of course.
Yeah, I lost my virginity to a senior. Like, fuck y'all, you know what I mean?
That's
and
then, shit.
Bro, from then on, I was like, I feel like I had to catch up. Yeah, like everybody had their numbers, and I'm sitting here like, all right, I just got one, but all right, bet. So I just, I'm fucking, you know what I mean? Yeah. And that's how and I've always had like a weird like insecurity and shit like that, to where people would be like, what? But I had a plastic surgery when I was 2 on my lip. That's why I had this little scar right here, because I didn't. It's not necessarily cleft lip, but I was born premature, and like my lip didn't finish forming, whatever it was. So I got plastic surgery. But I always, at a young age, I knew I was ugly, which I don't know if kids are supposed to know that.
I don't think so, man. I just found out I was ugly yesterday. So
you see what I'm saying? Yeah. But at a young age, I knew, like, I'm looking around, I'm like, I'm ugly. Like I don't look like everybody else. I was in my own little thing, you know what I mean? So that was another thing of like, fucking. I was like, all right, I probably don't look good, but I'm gonna get you to laugh. I'm gonna be funny, and we're gonna fuck.
Yeah.
So that was like my validation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So fast forward to like now where
It's just another version of that.
You know what I mean? Where now I'm just like I use that as a validation of like I'm good enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh, I'm great enough. Oh, I'm this great entertainer performing. Oh, well, I was so funny that I got late tonight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So and again, I'm not trying to justify anything. This is just
It's just you thinking of, it's a thought process of you understanding how you are as a person.
I'm trying to, So that's how I'm taking it as. Like, that's why what Michaela was saying, she was like, if you already know that you're the shit, when you get off stage, you're not gonna go, well, I gotta get laid. I'm just gonna be like,
it just is what it is.
Yeah, I'm the shit. I'm funny. Yeah.
That's what we were talking about it on the other podcast where we talked about these earlier things that happen when you're younger that you don't know that affects you as an adult, right? So when we were talking about a lot of the younger women that I know who realized later on that they were sexually assaulted when they were younger, you know, even for you, your first time you had sex with was a girl that was 4 years older than you. Yeah. You don't know what that does to you mentally, right? Until you're older.
Right.
And so even for these young girls, they start to realize, they're like, oh shit, maybe that guy did touch me inappropriately. And maybe that's why I see physical interaction as something real. There's like, for example, I dated this one girl who the only way that she felt relationship satisfaction is if we were fucking. That's it. Didn't matter if I did nice things for her. Doesn't matter if I treated her right. Doesn't matter if I said great things to her. If we weren't having sex like consistently, it wasn't. She didn't feel validated, which was such an odd thing. Like for me, like I have sex, but I'm not as hypersexual as my other guy friends growing up. It wasn't something that was constantly on my mind 24/7. That's a lie. It was, but I had better control of my impulses.
Got you.
Right? Also because it wasn't as readily available for me. So, but for example, for her, she, at the time when I was in Sacramento, I was hitting up comedy clubs all the time. I was having this huge like turmoil within my family because I decided to do stand-up. Parents wouldn't talk to me. I was working fucking like 3 jobs and I was attending college. I was fucking busy, you know? Yeah. And so we wouldn't have sex as much. Yeah. And then she just felt like I didn't care about her. I'm like, yo, why do you connect sex so much with this shit with me? Like we spent time with each other and I'm exhausted, yo. Like I was in school all day. I did my job. I hit this fucking comedy club at night. It's fucking 1 a.m. I'm not trying to fuck. I'm exhausted. Yeah. I can't even get it up even if I wanted to. I'm fucking tired. Yeah. But for her, she only equated sex with a lot of the stuff that she had. And then we kind of dive deep into it later on. And, you know, dive deep into it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Then we started fucking. No, but, you know, she talked about it just, I don't know how it got to this conversation, but she talked about like how she was actually sexually assaulted when she was younger. And all this other stuff, and then just her whole life, she had sex really early on, and she only equated attraction with sex. I'm not sure if that had anything to do with it, but that seems to be the reoccurring theme. Yeah. It's like there's this weird relationship with sex when you kind of get fucked up as a kid, and that's your interaction with sexuality is with this really weird situation. Yeah, I mean, I want to get a psychiatrist to talk about it, but this is kind of from what I've read and how I've experienced it with people. That a lot of people who had this trauma, they have a weird relationship with sex, and that was her case too. And in yours, it might not be that extreme, but it was your thing of, yo, I feel validated as a human being because I don't have these normal qualities that allow me to get pussy. Because all these guys, when we're younger, that's what they talk about. They're like, yo, man, I was fucking this bitch because I was right there with you. Yeah. Except I didn't lie about it. I was just more like, I'm not getting pussy. And it was kind of obvious. Yeah, but I remember when my homie Renee, his dad, Filipino people are sexual as fuck, man. Okay. Like Filipino people, like they even have something called the barrel man, which is like a fertility god. It's this dude in a barrel.
Filipino just sounds like Philip on you.
Yeah, Philip on you. That's like you pull down the barrel and a dick comes out. Like that's like a fertility god. I'm not sure if it's a joke or if it's real, but that's what the barrel man is. Okay. And so I remember because I wouldn't bring girls back to his house where I wouldn't talk about my sexual conquest. I remember his dad came up to me and goes, David, how come you don't like puss, huh? You don't like puss? I was like, no, I like pussy. I just don't, you know.
But, and that's weird. Can you stop doing that, please?
Please don't kiss at me like that.
Please don't do that.
You don't like puss? You know, and I'm like, all right, man. But even his dad would clown on me about that shit, right? Because I just didn't know. But I later found out too, even for him, like he would equate like being a man with sex. And so everybody would talk about the pussy that they would get, and they would talk about it like they had it all the time.
Yeah.
Lo and behold, when I actually saw it in action, you know, he's not getting pussy all the time. He just goes out, gets shot down 4,000 times and grabs any girl that'll touch him. You know, but when he tells the story, it's, yo, I went up to this chick and I just said my shit and I nabbed her and I fucked her. It's like, nah, you didn't talk about the 400 times you got rejected.
Yeah.
Right? Because they want to embellish these stories. They
Right.
want to be the guy.
Oh my gosh, I talk about that all the time. I was talking to my cousin about that at a hike where he told me a story about one of these guys who he's an influencer and a friend came over to the house. And he saw that there was women walking around with just topless, right?
Yeah.
Walking around the house. And then, so that story came back to me and I was like, okay, how many times does that happen?
Yeah.
Ever?
Yeah.
Right? Unless you're fucking Hugh Hefner.
Yeah. Or Dan Bilzerian or some shit.
Right. So, you know, okay, if that happened, that's what you walked in and saw. Okay, cool. But he's also a roommate of like 6 people, or were they shooting something, or did it just so happen they were fucking and they walked out and they didn't know somebody was there, so they went back into the room because it was like, oh shit. Like, you know, they thought that they were home alone. Yeah. We don't know the fucking story, but the story's gonna be embellished to where it's like, bro, this dude get mad bitches and they're topless. Yeah. And we gotta go because he has bitches there every single day. And it's like, nah, bro, really? You know what I mean?
The funny thing is I even started to figure out now, it's like, you know, if I look at a finance woman, like she got a fat ass or whatever, whatnot, I'm like, damn, that's nice. Mm-hmm. Like I'll look, but I realized that I've kind of grown out of that stage. It was when I was in Hawaii recently. And this girl, she was swimming. Mm-hmm. And we were in this place called Electric Beach. And when you go out, it kind of has like strong waves. Well, when she was going out there to go scuba diving, her top kind of came off and her titty fell out, right? And the only thing I could think of wasn't like, oh, that's a nice titty. I was like, there are children in this water. And so I was looking there and I was looking at her titty and I just came up to her. I was like, and she goes,
very subtle.
And I was like, oh, my initial thought wasn't that's a nice titty. It was, man, there are children here. You know, cover that thing up. You know, like I'm like, well, then, I'm in a different stage of my life.
A long ways to go. Because I would have been like, oh, titty.
Yeah, I mean, mind you, it was a nice titty, but then like the initial reaction wasn't for me to keep it there so I could stare at it longer. It was just, and I had goggles on. She would have never known. I was just. Nice.
Oh, yeah.
But I was like, oh, I'm in a different stage in my life where I could appreciate the boob, but I can think of the bigger picture. Yeah. There are children in the water. Yeah. Lady.
We don't want these kids to be traumatized and then they grow up later and it's like, I saw a titty.
For some reason, I only get horny when I'm in the ocean. And I don't know why.
And it just takes one titty. I don't need to see 2. It takes... I don't know why.
For some reason, every time I fuck my girl, I gotta cover just one titty. I gotta grab her one tit, block it with my other eye, wink, and I gotta fuck her that way.
I got a titty fetish, just one.
They just go back in time to the one time there at the beach. Oh, it makes sense. It was the titty lady. It was just floating, just fucking tossing around in the water.
Yeah,
that's crazy. That story's fucking insane, man.
Yeah, bro.
You have a very special person that you're with that she really takes the time to understand you.
Super, bro, and it makes me, those are things that I have to always like remember, because when she annoys the shit out of me, I have to be like, this girl's a solid girl. Like,
oh, for sure.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, because we know each other. Like, that's like, let's just get that out the way. Like, we know each other. Like, just with whatever. Like, my humor is different, or her humor is different, or she has this thing where she'll be like, why don't you ever laugh at like my jokes? And I'm like, babe, you know I'm around comedy all day, every day, or I'm thinking about comedy, or I'm always thinking about bits and what's it like. Even when I watch, I hate like when I watch stand-up specials now. Like I rarely laugh. Not that it's not funny.
Oh, you gotten to that point, huh?
Yeah, I'm just not laughing. I'm to the point where I'm appreciating it now. I'm like, oh, this guy's good.
Yeah.
Like I just watched the special that just came out this Sunday, The Great Depression on HBO. Gary Goldman, it's so good. Like me and my girl turned to her and I was like, oh, he's killing it right now.
Yeah.
You know, of course, I've had times where I laugh, but I'm saying like it's been a long time where I've actually like been leaning over, cracking up, laughing because I'm in it. I can appreciate it more of like, oh my God, what a well-written joke. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why I tell her, I have to explain that to her because she's like, oh, whatever, I'm funny. You know, I'm just like, babe, yes. I tell her like, you are funny. Do you not realize when we're around people, you have people laughing all the time because you're funny. You're goofy, you're silly, you're a great person, you have great energy. I'm around it all the time. So where I was like, put it this way, you don't laugh at everything I say.
Yeah.
Or when I say something dumb, you're like, ugh, whatever. You know what I mean? But if somebody was in the car, they'd be cracking up. Like, damn, Chris, like they'll, whatever. But it's just, you're used to it. That's all it is, you know?
You kind of get desensitized to a lot of stuff. That's why for me, when people are like, I think when I talk about stand-up comedy and I go, oh, this person's good, but they don't see me laughing, just like in your case, they go, oh, you're being a hater. It's like, nah, bro, I'm around funny people all the time. So it feels different now. There's only a few comics where I watch now where you see me dying laughing, like Chappelle. Chappelle's one of those people where I look at shit and I start cracking the fuck up, right? Okay. It's because he's so different. And it sounds like your homie's talking to you. He has a way of lulling you into his setups. I don't know how he fucking does it.
Yeah.
And I wish I could be on that level, but he's so fucking good at it. Yeah. There was the first special that was on Netflix of Tom Segura.
Okay.
That shit had me
he's good.
Dying laughing,
good,
right?
Bro.
And I was like, oh, he's now one of my top 5.
Yeah.
And then I saw this stupid ass stand up special by Ari Spears called The Comedy Blueprint.
Okay.
That shit had me me and Khalif, dude, we were rolling laughing because it was so fucking dumb.
Yeah.
And I've heard a lot of bad stuff about him and whatever that shit is. And I've had some unfavorable interactions with him as well.
Oh, okay.
That still doesn't mean he ain't funny though. I can't take that away from him.
Yeah.
You know, he might be a fucking dick, but doesn't mean he ain't funny, dude.
Yeah.
You know,
and they know that. They know that. They know that, hey, this is the way I am. This is how I handle things. This is how I like my green room, or this is how I like my lineup when I have my features and my openers. Hey, whatever, bro.
It's so interesting because like I listened to a couple of, and I wanted to bring him on this podcast so he could talk about it because I'm kind of curious about a comic who says it's everybody else and it's not my problem, right? And that's like Ari Spears' attitude from the interviews that I've seen where he goes, I'm not an asshole. I'm just not smiling all the time. But then the few interactions that I had with him on this phone, you know, how he conducts himself, it's like, I could see why people think you're a fucking dick, though. You know, it's not everybody else. You have to understand there's a certain level of personal responsibility where how you come off to somebody probably is because you're a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
It's not because everybody's misunderstanding you. Then that means that the billions of people in the world is dumb and you're the only smart person. Nah, you're probably a fucking dick.
Yeah.
And you don't know that, and you just think that you're being yourself because maybe you're that part of your personality. You're just socially awkward.
Yeah, man. There's a very fine line because that's the thing when I hate when people say, oh, I'm a realist or I'm just keeping it real.
Yeah.
You know, it's a very fine line because like, are you just being real or are you just being a dick?
Yeah.
You know,
for reals.
Like, are you really just being a fucking asshole? Because that's the thing. Like, I mean, that's what my podcast is. It's keeping it trill, which is the same shit. But in Houston, trill is like, you know, the highest level of being real. You know what I mean? So you keeping it. I'm keeping it 100 or keeping it real. It's like, okay, how honest you can actually be very honest with somebody and still be nice.
Yeah.
Period.
100%.
You don't have to, you know, give these, you know, negative opinions that are really just your opinion.
Yeah.
And you should actually state that when you're telling somebody that this is in my opinion, instead of saying, no, you're a fucking asshole. And it's like, am I, or you actually, because they say, I'm just being real with you. I'm just being real. You're being a bitch right now.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you're not keeping it real. You're being an asshole.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even moments where I am an asshole, at least I know I'm a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, okay, but it's because I don't like you. That's why.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
For example, I had somebody said something to me that really irritated me because he's kind of a human being where he's very judgmental about what other people do without being judgmental to himself. I think that you can be an opinionated, judgmental person as long as you do that to yourself as well. Instead of thinking you're always the shit. You know, so this guy has a habit of critiquing other people a lot with never critiquing himself. He might do it internally, but with the way it comes off, he comes off as a dick. Or he tries to take everybody else's success as the reason why you're successful is because of me. I don't like that shit.
No,
so, you know, he tried to pull that shit on me where we were hanging out and he goes, I see that relationship advice I gave you, man. That's what, you know, you're engaged now. So you took that advice to heart. And I looked at him, I was like, oh, how's your divorce going? And he was like, damn. He was like, oh, damn. I was like, yeah, bro.
Yeah, I felt that.
Yeah. I was like, that's funny. How's your divorce going, bro?
Yeah.
I was like, trust me, you weren't the reason why I stayed together with this girl. I was like, you're the last person I would ask advice for. And I went home and I was like, damn, that was kind of mean, David.
Hey, man, Kev was trying to fuck with me again because it's the first time I've actually been open about it on platforms, but Kev knows about my situation.
Yeah.
So he'll try to fuck with me, right? And because I post my girl all the time, like all of my story. Like I like messing with her or like really putting these lovey-dovey stuff. And so he'll respond to my story like, but are you still cheating on her? Or he'll give me like a fucking dagger, bro. Just straight. He was just like, I had one time I had on my story. I was like, I have my girl. I was like, am I obsessed with my girl because I have her on my background, on my computer, on my Apple Watch? I have her on my phone, and I was like trying to just do a little poll, like, am I obsessed? And then Kev was like, did you have all that when you were cheating? And I was like,
fucking Kev, dog.
I told Kev, I said, you cheat on diet. And he was like, that's fair.
He goes, all right, man.
But that's Kev, man.
Funny,
That's all love, bro. You know, that's just love.
That's
man.
fucking hilarious, dude.
Yeah,
but that's
bro.
cool because you guys had that rapport, and you guys are comics too. So I think it's different. This guy, he's not a comic. I just wanted to hurt him. I wanted to hurt him, dude. I was like, bro, you need to shut the fuck up. Dude. You're trying to take my all the shit that I've learned from other people and say it was because of you that I fucking proposed to her.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up, dude. How's your split relationship, you fucking asshole?
Yeah,
Think about that.
Yeah, and really, people who genuinely help you for you, they don't ever bring that back up.
Yeah, and I give them all the credit, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know as a person to give them that credit.
Yeah.
You know the credit you got to give to. You have those list of people to think about when you get your
man.
Oscar. You know
exactly.
what I mean?
I'm like, how do you know, sir?
Yeah. No, you just leave it alone.
He's one of those dudes. It's like, yo, man, I can't wait to go to the wedding. I'm like, that's funny. Yeah. Who the fuck said you were invited, bro? Are you going to be working as a caterer, or what's going on? How are you sneaking in, or what's up?
Oh yeah,
fucking weirdo.
It ain't happening, bro.
Oh shit, man, we are an hour in, bro. Damn,
that's an hour.
Yeah, dude, that shit was a.
Hey yo, what's up with this advice? Hold on, let's get it in, bro, because I know it's what you wanted.
We got another podcast guest coming though. Damn, we should have. You know what it is? It's because you're really good at talking, dude.
Oh, okay.
Most people.
All right, continue.
Yeah, we always say, keep talking about it, man. But I think because a lot of, I forgot about that shit. But it's all good, man.
I kind of wanted to be like advice, but I know
man, our conversation was fire, bro.
All right, for sure.
Yeah, but man, y'all got to check out his podcast, man. This guy's one of the...
Check out the podcast. Hey, I kept it super real on this podcast, so you can only imagine how trill I keep it on keeping it trill. So.
Yeah, man. And I always say, too, like, if you guys are listening to a lot of people who do podcasts, the best people who do podcasts are comics, man. Because it's just open.
Bro.
It's like no holds bar, man. That's why I love having comics on here, dude.
Yeah.
Just because, like I mentioned this before, I've had people on here who said they had great stories, but they couldn't speak to save their life. So I've been like, we're not uploading this.
Yeah,
and they're like, oh, when's that going up? I was like, in order for me to save your career, I'm not putting this up. I was like, because you sucked.
Yeah.
Like, it was hard. Because people look at what we do and they go, oh, I could do it.
Yeah.
It's like, be my guest.
It ain't easy. I still have hard times of like trying to do these selfie videos because your videos are really impressive when you telling people to like swipe up.
Yeah.
And you're kind of promoting the podcast of what you just talked about. I'm still trying to get to that of like talking to the camera. Hey, what's going on, guys? How's everybody doing?
I just started that shit, dude.
Really?
I started because I have a Patreon and I started vlogging again. That shit's so hard. Like the first videos, I'm vlogging. I'm like this. Hey, what's up, guys? I'm in a restaurant right now. You really got to not give a fuck about people's personal space.
That too. You have to get over the fact that everybody's gonna look at you going, oh my god. You put on the camera. And you get to, I commend the people who prank people at Walmart, pranking like these. Like, I don't like it. You're really an asshole, and I really can't wait for the person to prank me in Walmart. I be in Walmart walking around waiting for that fucking prank to happen. Like, what's up? You gonna throw a towel on me? You gonna throw rice on me? Like, what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I know it's a fucking prank, and you're fucking with me.
Yes, I see people who vlog, and I'm not knocking them, right? It's kind of funny to me, and it's kind of socially awkward. But I do understand why they have to, because when you're performing to a camera, whether you're in public or not, people can sense when you're uncomfortable. So there was a couple of clips where I'm like, hey guys, I'm at this restaurant. It's my favorite restaurant. I'll tell you, it's so delicious. It's
And you're trying to be quiet too.
I'm trying to be mad quiet about it. And I looked at the footage. I'm like, I can't use this. I wouldn't watch this shit, dude. Don't do that.
I know.
Now when I do these vlogs, I try to go away from people a little bit. We're still in public, but it's not in anybody's personal space. So I'm trying to be mindful of that.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck now if it's embarrassing for me. I do care if I'm disrupting somebody else's day, though.
Yeah,
I don't want to do that.
And if you're with your crew, sometimes they know what you're doing, so they're like, all right, I'm gonna vlog real quick, and then it's cool. But yeah, if you're on it, that's another thing. I tell my girl, I'm like, hey babe, is it cool if I go live for like 10 minutes?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because if I go live, bro, she knows. Like, I'm just going to be completely committed to these 13 people watching me.
These 13.
Strong 13,
Strong
too.
13, bro.
Hell yeah.
Live is hard, though, because even if you have, like, I have 500,000 followers, it's only going to be, like, maybe 2,000, 3,000 there, right? So the percentage is small. So that makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
So
whenever I got to 40K, bro, I got, like, 23 viewers one time, like, at once. Because you know how sometimes when you end your live, it'll tell you, oh, it was actually... For you, it'd be like, it was actually 70,000 people watching, or whatever the number
I
is.
wish, bro, it's like 2,000.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, but it'll show me 24 that are currently watching, but then whenever I end it, it'll be like, actually, you had a solid 32.
Yeah.
You know? I was like, oh, okay.
I had a friend. This is how much of an asshole I am sometimes. And I keep saying friend, but I say it's an acquaintance that I kind of like, but I don't. But this motherfucker, he did an Instagram live. And mind you, followers, maybe 30 or 40 followers. I'm not knocking on that, but that just means that you have 30 or 40 followers. We all know each other, dude. So when you say, hey guys, this is what I'm doing, bitch, who are you talking to? Motherfucker, you talking to me, Gary, Trent, and Bang?
Just say our names.
Just say our names, bro.
Say our
who the
names.
fuck are you talking? So he did this Instagram live, and this motherfucker was showing us his breakfast. I got signed on, and I was like, stop embarrassing yourself. Turn the shit off. And then he shuts it off. He goes, yo, why you gonna do me like that, bro? I'm like, bro, you have like 30 or 40 followers. We know each other. We're friends. Who are you performing to? I was like, are you trying to be like an influencer? If you are, all good.
Just let me know.
Just let me know. I just thought it was funny that you said, hey guys, we're all homies. We don't give a fuck.
He just got an Instagram, so he has like 30 followers?
Yeah. I was like, we don't give a fuck about your eggs, bro. What the hell? Like, give me a heads up.
Yeah.
So, I kind of, I think like he wanted to try being an influencer, but I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So I was just kind of clowning on him. I'm like, yo, shut this shit off. You're embarrassing yourself.
You're a dick.
Yeah, a little bit. But
you're just keeping it real.
Yeah. Keeping it trill, y'all.
Keeping it trill. You feel me?
But anyways, guys, you could catch us on Spotify, podcasts, iTunes, whatever. Give us that 5-star. We're up every Thursday and Sundays. This is what I love about the podcast, man. It's just dope conversation about random shit.
Yeah.
It always ends up being something amazing, man.
This is how smooth. This is how I know it went so smooth. You didn't introduce me this episode.
Oh, I didn't? Oh, fuck.
That's how smooth it was. I was like, we're just gonna go in it. Like, all right.
They already know.
Yeah. So today we have Chris Sosa.
Let's put it in right now. So we have Chris Sosa here. Tell them where they can find you again.
Y'all can find me on all platforms. My main platform that's popping is my IG at Cristino Sosa, Cristino Sosa, Sosa.
Cool. We'll see y'all next time. Peace.
Placata.